Well, hello everybody. Welcome to live stream. Let us know if we are live and how you think the audio is going and things like that. I am going to be playing Hades, the first one. Not the second one. I like to wait till things are out of early access before I play them. So I will play Hades 2 when it's out, and maybe we'll do a live stream on that. But I do like Hades, and it's a game I think I can play while talking. We have with us here, because paid, unpaid intern Donald is at a wedding, I think, not his own, today. We have Pablo instead.
Hello, I am Pablo. I will be your Donald for the evening.
Yep. Pablo is also known as canonized into Wind and Truth as the other Isaac.
Yes.
His name is actually Isaac, but we all call him Pablo because we already had an Isaac. And Isaac Stewart. And so we sometimes find places for people in books. And there was always already an Isaac as Isaac, so Pablo got to show up as the other Isaac.
Good time. I loved it.
So Pablo's going to pull questions and comments for you as I'm playing Hades. What are we going to do today in Hades? We are going to do my favorite build, which is the bow build. What's the name of those? The Hera bow? Yeah, the Hera bow. We're going to do the Hera bow. This is on my Steam Deck, so I initially played Hades on the Switch. And so this one isn't quite as far along as that one. I think I've only, like you can see, I haven't gotten to 32 heat or some of these things in this particular one. But I figured we just start with something easy, something I'm going to be talking to you guys. We're going to do it at 5 heat, and we're going to try to one-shot Hades. I've done this before. By one-shot, I mean one shot per phase. You'll hit him, and he'll go to he'll like kneel and do his thing, and he's invincible, and then he'll get up and you hit him again. It is very hard to get everything to come together for that. You have to get really lucky. Even with the build that's kind of based around it. So we'll see if we do it. Like, we have to be able to get like Artemis's legendary, and we have to get the right chaos boons, and we have to get the right palms and things like that. So more likely we'll be 10-shotting Hades, would be my guess, assuming that the lag of Steam Deck to my thing here isn't gonna hold me back. And so we're just going to start with a nice little epic trippy flare. And what we do is we load the flare in, and we myrtleize these guys by trying to put as much damage into that one shot with the bow as we can get. And see if we can see how high we can get it. And I went to 5 so that we could try some of these Erebus gates. But here we'll probably do the Hades or the Chaos boon, because we need Chaos boons for this to work. And while we're doing it, feel free to hit me with questions. We're not going to be doing a lot of questions about, spoilery sort of stuff. This is non-spoiler, and we're not gonna. We're gonna try and do it. Oh, and there's Artemis. I need her too, but this is more important. We need to get as many Chaos boons as we possibly can, and we have to get. Oh, hey, look, Nyx is here. Hi, Nyx. And so we're going to see if we get lucky. Let's see. Are we lucky? Aha, we are lucky. An extra spell. So we're going to go slow for a while, but we've got an extra cast. So yeah, Pablo, start throwing things at me. And let's, if I just immediately run into a whole bunch of traps and die, we're going to blame the lag, okay? That's what we're doing.
Perfect. Well, let's start it off with Zonkers. Hi, Brandon. Have you played or checked out Path of Exile 2 at all?
I haven't played 2. I played 1. I thought it was really good. So, yeah. That's not my favorite game style, but it's an excellent... these guys always get me. It's an excellent game, and I really enjoyed it. So I hear that 2 is even better, so I should try that. All right, we're gonna let him shoot it. Come at me first, then we're gonna.
For anyone who hasn't played Path of Exile, what is it about?
It's an RPG. I don't know. It's a fun RPG. Go give it a try. Yeah.
From Paul, have you seen the announcement for the Switch 2, and do you have any thoughts on it?
I wish we knew. Okay. Damage to armor. That is good, but special. These are all my special. My special is useless. One of the things about this build is the hammers are not that important. So I guess we'll take this one in case we end up with something on it. But yeah, Switch 2. So I wish we knew if we were getting a Mario Odyssey 2, basically. Like, it feels like Nintendo kind of grumpily gave us an announcement that barely says anything because they're like, all right, there's too many rumors, everybody's doing their thing, fine, we'll announce the Switch 2. Are you happy? Are you not entertained? And then, well, we are not because we don't know anything really about when it's coming out or what it'll cost or things like that. So, yeah. We probably want to try to get a lot of palms, but a boss with him. No, I'm gonna go straight into it. Normally I would go over and get. I really like the. Oh no. Well, I'm not gonna. Oh dear. Chat, do we try it? Do we try it? Oh man. I can buy health. Oh boy, and I can't even move. I think it would be a terrible idea. This early on him, and I can't even move. It seems like a bad idea. What do you think, Taylor? Bad idea?
It's definitely a bad idea.
Definitely a bad idea. I don't know. This early, I mean, this build is good at beating him, but I usually lose a Death Defiance. Granted, we're only on heat 5, so
You can try it.
all right, we'll try it. If we die, we can always try over. It's having an epic on the festive fog is really good, but you know we can do it without. So, man, he takes so little damage. I don't even have any palms on this yet. I'm gonna blame you, Taylor, when we lose like all of our Death Defiances on him. I'm gonna be like, guys, Taylor just ruined our run. Complain to him, not to me.
I know. I started the heat runs.
Yeah.
But I never got anywhere through. Like maybe a couple, but nowhere near 10. So, but I don't even know how this was going.
Have you fought Charon? Do you even know what I'm doing?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I beat him a couple times.
Have ya?
Again,
Oh, that's pretty
on
good. Like I wasn't really trying Charon until I was pretty good at beating Hades and things. So,
Have you come close to any, like, the 10-shotting with Hades at all?
no, I've done the 5-shot before.
Oh, you have?
I've done the 5-shot once. But again, I got Artemis's legendary, which gives you extra casts. And the other kind of, they're bouncing now, yeah. The other thing that you kind of have to do is you have to get lucky on a well of Charon that adds 50% to your cast damage, like in the place with all the satyrs, right before you go into Hades. So, yeah, this is the hardest fight in the game, other than Hades with he does so much damage. I missed it. Yeah, this is your fault.
I'm sorry.
This is your
I'm
fault.
Sorry.
Fighting Charon in, when you aren't buffed up is super annoying.
We've got a magic-related
Okay.
question from Messy Messiah. What's your favorite card from Foundations?
I have not played Foundations, so that's not true. I did play it at Nexus. Oh, and I don't even move. Taylor. I can barely move. Well, we better hope that we find Patroclus and get our Death Defiances back.
It's being on this side of, watching.
Of watching someone.
Right, yeah.
Look how little damage he takes.
This is a little absurd, yeah.
Man. Barely any damage. He like two-shots me, and I have to hit him like 50 times. I'm sure chat was all saying we should do this too.
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
They want to see me die. They want to see me go down. And those things do 40 to me. That's crazy.
Well, while you're taking all that damage,
Mhm.
question from Jonathan Moore. Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
Is there any information you can tell us about Freefall 7-layer burrito world? That you
Nope.
mentioned?
I mean, it does have. If anything, I'd tell you would be spoilers if I actually end up writing it.
Was this the podcast episode?
Yeah.
Story idea?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'd had this story idea before. All right.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'll stop.
You'll stop making me make bad
Those
decisions.
demands, yes.
Yes, that was a terrible decision. Definitely a terrible decision. We're gonna start that over. And I'm trying to talk at the same
I
time.
know, it's not.
And we had a really great start on the Chaos Gate.
I'm sorry, you asked me,
I did ask you.
I wanted to see you.
It did ask me. They wanted to see
Imagine
me
if you
die.
won, right?
What's that?
Imagine if you didn't.
Yeah, well, I've only ever done it on the beginnings, like with one of my things left, and then limping through for the rest. He is just so much damage, and when you don't have any boons, you don't have anything to mitigate that.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a Chaos Gate anyway. We'll see if there's anything good in it. All right, other questions?
Yeah. From Gustavo.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the last name's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Fagundes, do you think video games are an effective storytelling medium?
Oh, of course. Absolutely. They are an excellent storytelling medium. They can do very different things from each other of the big ones. So let's see if we actually get one this time. We do get one. All right, we got one. So nothing really lost. I think they're excellent. They are, like I said, I love that you can do like this environmental storytelling stuff in video games that you really can't do in a lot of other methods of storytelling. I like that, putting you in control of the story in ways that no other medium can do. Also lets you just tell stories in a different way. Granted, I haven't written a whole lot of them. I've worked on several, but I can at least say that you can experience stories in a different way. Like the story of Hades is not something that I could have ever done in books, right? It's because of that sort of, you have to feel like Zagreus does, dying all those times and not escaping, for things to really come together. And it's just really cool. I will do the fishing. We'll catch a fish, even if it's just one of these down here.
Question from Dylan. What is
Yeah.
your favorite game?
My favorite game is, I go back and forth. Let's see, do we got anything here? Nope. My favorite game is either Civ 6, so I'm kind of excited for next month. If you just look at the raw amount of time I've spent playing that game, it's probably my most hours spent, right? Or it's pick your FromSoft game. Like, do you count them? They're kind of all one game. I would probably pick Bloodborne as my favorite of the FromSoft games, but they are all slightly different. But it's kind of like Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 and Demon Souls are all kind of trying to refine the same idea, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I just started playing Dark Souls. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it.
What's that?
Highly recommend
Highly
it.
recommend it. It is great. All right.
Albeit
Let's see.
punishing.
I know
Let's see.
Donald would want you to play Armored Core.
Armored Core. That's what he would want me to play. You know what? I think we don't even have that much money. We're gonna go over here this time. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna see if we get something good from him.
Well, here's to hoping you have something good, but Michael Call's got a good question.
Okay.
What's a video game sequel that you wish was made but never was?
Bloodborne 2. We're starting to get there. Now that I can palm this and have another one, we're starting to get this. Attack damage. Yeah, my attack is really want to have. I mean, I love the title dash. We'll probably still sell it, but we'll get a title dash for now. Title dash is a lot of fun. Yeah, Bloodborne 2. But let's see if there's anything else. Let's see. I don't know. What are some popular ones that haven't happened yet? Oh no, I'm so tempted by this. I'm so tempted by it.
And
But
why shouldn't we do it?
why shouldn't we do it? Because we want to use. We want to palm up only our festive fog, and we basically. I love these things, and I would love to get, like, there's a good one, there's really not anything there that could be really good for us. We're not going to take it. We've got to build. We're not going to get distracted by the shinies, right? We're going to do this.
We're not going to get to Hades
What's that?
We're not going to get to Hades.
Oh, we'll get to Hades. We just won't be able to beat Hades in a couple of shots. If we start taking all these boons. No, because we want to take the secret trinket and use that over the next 2 levels to palm up as high as possible our shot. Normally, I would just be super happy to have seen that thing because I really like Dionysus boons and I really like Poseidon boons. And they're a lot of fun. Like you can see, the Poseidon boon, like this Poseidon dash, is so much fun. But we're not here for fun. We're here to try to do something because my son doesn't believe that I can do it. I think we are going to do this just so that we have more options when we go to Chaos to try to get more casts. We're not here for fun, no sir.
No fun at all.
That's right.
In fact, let's do some
what are
history and mythology questions. If you're all right with
let
that.
me ask this. What are some other video games that people are waiting for? I'm not waiting for Half-Life 3 like everyone else. I played 2 kind of late for whatever reason, and it was a great game, but I've never been one that's been like, Half-Life 3. I would absolutely play Half-Life 3 if it were made. I didn't play Alex, but I don't... VR has not been my thing. It's been fine, but I'm sure Alex is great. What else out there? I would have loved a really good sequel to Populous. Did you ever play Populous, Pablo?
I did not. I've never even heard of this
You never
one.
heard of Populous? Oh, Populous was back in the golden age of God games, and it was one of these cool. Stupid guys keep hitting me. One of these cool God games where you had like a a people that you were the god of, and you would. It was kind of almost an RTS god game mix that was really cool. Ooh, okay, we got to get the Artemis so we can try to get her legendary. Someone online tell me, what do I have to do to get her legendary? Which combinations of boons do I have to have her legendary pop up? I don't want to go look it up. I'm sure somebody on there on the internet knows.
Someone said, I'm still waiting for the next Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I would like another Elder Scrolls game.
I
But
see GTA 6, Hades 2, full release.
well, yeah, but they asked what hasn't been made, right? Right, like
So Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls, yeah. I'm not doing very well in this thing. These guys. I took the extra things because it's worth extra money when there's lots of dudes, but it makes it a little harder to get the caches fast, particularly with this build. But did anyone reply on what we need for this?
Yes. NYGMUS. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Artemis Legendary needs 2 of 3 exit wounds, pressure points, or support fire.
Okay. That's good. Those are all ones that you kind of want anyway. So the first time I did this, I was like, can I do this? And I just got the legendary accidentally. And every other time I've tried, I haven't been able to do it because I didn't get the legendary or the right chaos boons. Not that I've tried that often, but I've tried like half a dozen more times. And I'm always like, oh, I get very close to being able to quote unquote one-shot him, and then it doesn't work. Oh, that's right. This is the one where I'm counting down. I was just killing things and having fun. Did anyone any in the chat agree with me on populace?
There was a couple people.
Let's see. All right. Pressure points. Bingo. Pressure points is one you want for this anyway. Ooh. All right. So we're gonna give up a palm to go try to get another one of the 2 of the 3. Let's see if we can get the support fire or whatever that one is. It's gonna make my palming a little bit less effective in Asphodel, but so it goes. That's the price we pay. Like some of the times you go through and you just never get Artemis. Like you skip everything, you sell all your other boons, but she just never pops up, and so you don't even have a chance at the legendary. Plus, pressure points helps a ton. If you want to one-shot, having it randomly be critical can at least let you one-shot one time. So.
Have you played Inscription?
I have not. What is Inscription?
Honestly, I don't even know how to describe
Right,
it. It's
can
incredible.
I can't do this yet,
Honestly,
yeah.
like, go look it up.
Yeah, Inscription, huh? Okay. So we need, what was the other ones? What are the 3?
They were... Fire...
I should have had you guys pull that comment.
Yeah.
Or 2.
It's all right. Any other games that I would really have liked to have seen a sequel to that I never got a sequel to? Oh, hey, we need another Katamari. That's the one. If I could snap my fingers and they said you can't have another Bloodborne, I guess, I would pick a 3rd Katamari game. So Katamari is awesome that it was designed by a non-game designer, so it's really cool and different. But what I want it to be done now is given to somebody who's really good at gamifying things, because the Katamaris are really fun and casual, but I never really liked the game aspect of them quite as much. So what, did we find it?
Yes.
What do we got?
We've got exit wounds, pressure points, support fire.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're just going to get one of these and sell it then. So, all right. Let's see. Nothing. All right, let's go to Charon, and we're not gonna fight him this time. Not gonna fight Charon. Ooh, he has Let's see.
So Inscription is like a roguelike deck builder card game.
Yeah, well, I'm already kind of sold.
Everyone is like, Brandon hasn't played it, he should do it blind, and it seriously is incredible.
Okay. Then, I mean, I will take your guys' advice on that. Sounds perfect. I would love that. Let's see, this is probably worth side hustling this early, better than the dodge chance. So, all right. Charon, you came through for me. Because those can't be palmed, so they don't screw up your palming, your random palms in the next one. We didn't even end up using Erebus gates. Sorry. We did 5 just to get it. And this is why I love this build. What's that?
There's 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you gotta fight. Sometimes you have to fight all 3. But I do a lot of damage. I almost one-shotted her.
Games that people want to see. I see a lot of Silksong.
Silksong, huh?
Yep. Hollow Knight, Silksong.
Oh, yeah. Hollow Knight. I played the first one. I thought it was really good. So we're two-shotting her, which is what usually ends up happening, is that you two-shot instead of one-shot. But we'll see. We'll see if we can palm it up and we can get that legendary, and maybe we'll be able to get. She is a bit much, Zagreus. You're right. Yeah. Well, why don't you throw something else at me?
Ooh. Let's do something related to Greek mythology, shall
Okay.
we? Mighty Reno says, how would you rate your Greek mythology knowledge, and what stories influenced you the most?
I would rate my Greek mythology knowledge. I would rate my Greek mythology knowledge as a medium, or like a C, like average for somebody who went through schooling in the U.S. and is a little bit nerdy. What has influenced me the most? That's a pretty good question. Which Greek story? I mean, I love the Odyssey. All epic fantasy writers love the Odyssey, right? There's definitely something to the Odyssey. Oh, and now you're taunting me. You're taunting me. Couldn't you have put that in the first ones? Yeah. I read, you have to, it's not mythology, you have to read, Antigone, 5 times in school when I was growing up. Every teacher's we're going to read Antigone. So I did a lot of reading of Antigone, let's just say that.
Got a comment from Mans
Your
Cacto.
favorite.
Hello, Brandon. Many hugs and kisses for you from Brazil.
Hi.
We'd love to have you at one of our book fairs.
I would love to get there someday. I was planning to go to South America, and then COVID did. So we're only now starting some international stuff again. We are doing Spain next year, and almost certainly England the year after, though that's not official or whatever yet. So we'll see. But yeah, stop dodging. But I would like to get to Brazil. I hear the book fairs are very nice. And I now have a new Brazilian publisher. I should be looking around to see if there's anything I should destroy. Ooh, a trove. Oh, it's the bad trove.
Another Greek question for you from Spencer Wallach. Which Greek god most informs your characters?
Let's see. Which Greek god most informs my characters? Definitely Norse mythology is more of an influence on me than Greek mythology, I would definitely say. I don't know, the whole concept of the Greek gods with these kind of vengeful gods, and they're almost like, super-powered human beings. Not almost, that's kind of just what they are. Is, I would say, a decent influence. King of the gods. Let's pick Zeus. Just say Zeus.
Just constantly
Constantly
angry.
being a doof. Hey, chat. I assume that since I have epic, I can't get this any higher with ambrosia delight. Let me know in the chat if I have to palm porridge. Normally, I'm always like hunting for this and hoping to get ambrosia delight because I'm working with a rare or a regular. But I got an epic this time, and so what does chat say?
The question is just going through, so once.
Yeah, no point in getting this, I assume, if what we're looking to do is palm up our trippy shot.
They're saying you can get it higher, you can get heroic.
I can get heroic. Okay, all right. We've got 3 boons, 2 shots at it. Come on, make it happen. Ah, we did it. Good job. Oh, and they're the 2 we wanted. Look at that. This has so far been an excellent run.
Thank you,
for
chat,
this.
for having better recommendations than Taylor.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, no, chat wanted me to do it too. I am absolutely sure. Chat wanted to see me die. I'm sure there are real streamers who are like really excited to see him in the first area because, because you get the most use out of him if you get him in the first area. But of course, he's the most powerful. And I'm doing a build that's never going to be great against him because I'm gonna not be taking until the satyrs any boons if I can help it that don't directly influence the build, which means we're not going to be taking some of the defensive boons that are sometimes very nice or things like that. Like I will even unfortunately sell this whatchamadinky that I have, this dash if I can get a chance to do so. All right, another question.
Do you want to keep going Greek mythology?
Nah, I'm just not very, like I love Hades. I think it's really well done. I think Percy Jackson is cool. Hey, Greek mythology is not as much my thing. Like I'm just a normal, like I enjoy it. I think it's cool, but I'm not gonna have, as you can see, strong opinions on the actual myths. Like, Hephaestus is cool. As a kid, back in the dark days before the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings, we had very few choices for fantasy films. And, like, our choices were, like, this is in the era before even Willow when I was young. Our choices were Clash of the Titans, Beastmaster, or the old, or Kroll, or the old Lord of the Rings adaptations. And so Clash of the Titans is probably the best of those. All right, we're going to definitely go over here so we don't have to take another boon on accident.
All right, then kind of similar, but do you prefer not Greek, obviously, as you just mentioned, Nordic, Hindu, or Japanese mythology?
So I'm definitely most versed in Nordic. Man. Guys, to get exit wounds, do I have to take one of these? Maybe I can't get exit wounds. I might not be able to get exit wounds with this cast. I might have to go for the little arrows things. So we're gonna probably take clean kill here. Another failure there. I can get it's the arrows ones that we're looking for. Not going to take you.
They're saying you could have re-rolled or something.
Oh, I can re-roll. You're right. I keep thinking I need to save those for once I have the 2 to try to get the legendary, right? But I maybe should be re-rolling. Oh, look. We got lucky. We'll see if there's... And plus, like, the legendary is what? 3 extra casts? I feel like using them on the Chaos Gates is just we've got a little bit better of a chance because the Chaos Gates we can get something that buffs our spells, or we can get an extra cast, and so like this, they seem like they're better spent there. Just got.
They're saying you need a core boon for.
Oh, I need a core boon. That's what it is. I knew that. I should have known that. All right, so yeah, we need to put it on our attack. That's what I need to do. Besides that actually does help the build. I need to get a core boon. Thanks, chat. I normally would look this all up ahead of time, but yeah. No, I suppose we'll take this and then hope we can sell it. But you know, do my homework. I actually had to go write all the annotations for. Hey, Nix is still here. For Taylor Realities, each of the stories gets an annotation in that, and so let's see what we can get here. Hey, wow, we are getting lucky, guys. I am pleased with
How
that.
difficult is it to play and talk?
It's moderately difficult to play and talk. Not as hard on this as it would be like if you were seeing me play like a game that I am not as familiar with. We would not be having a good time. I don't know if we're having a good time now, but we would definitely not be having a good time then.
Everyone's having a great time.
Was I in the middle of a story that I didn't finish? I feel like I might have been. What's that?
Tailored reality.
No, it was before that, but I don't know what it was. I'm sure it was not that important.
If you want to go back, Nolawan5 Anobi has a question.
Okay.
Did you ever watch The Dark Crystal as a kid?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did finish the story. The Dark Crystal was one of them. We did have another good one. Dark Crystal I liked, but Dark Crystal is kind of like about the vibe of Dark Crystal, right? Like, not really about the plot. It's about just being there in that world, and you know. So here also, once again, we are two-shotting Lernie, so we need some help if we're going to want to be able to one-shot Hades. Again, I don't think we will make it. I have only done it very rarely, but we are getting pretty lucky this time, so who knows? Maybe the luck will persist. Oh, I keep forgetting. I should probably be summoning this guy so that I can get my. I have him on so I can get extra stuff so I can get levels, because you know, the meaningless levels. Yes, I definitely want the meaningless levels. I get too tempted by them, guys. I don't have the last like Fated Authority or whatever it is, or Fated whatever, the 3000 Darkness one. But I see that I could buy a new level and have a new cool rank, and I end up buying that. Because, you know, because it's a cool rank by my name.
You ever play Warcraft 3?
I did play Warcraft 3. Yeah, beat Warcraft 3. Enjoyed that. I only ever played single player. I never played a single match of multiplayer because, you know, multiplayer is just not really my thing. Wow, I am getting stomped. I need to pay attention to my game. It'll be super embarrassing if Lernie beats me, right? It's not embarrassing to get beaten by Charon. That's karma, right? If you get beaten by Charon, you deserve it. But if you get beaten by Lernie, it's like, how embarrassing is that? Granted, this is the upgraded Lernie. You probably haven't even seen this, have you, Taylor?
You didn't have to come at me like that.
No, I'm just, you know, you're newer in the game,
No,
so.
I've never seen it.
Yeah,
And there's like a whole different platform.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. He actually gets kind of hard in this one.
yeah, that's
Because you run around and get hit by things, and ooh, pressure points got upgraded. Well, I suppose that one's okay to get upgraded. We really want to be upgrading our shot, but we've had to take too many boons, so our random upgrades are not going to hit what we want nearly as much. Because for the last one, the plan is to take whichever one that gives you 30%. 35%, 30% extra damage when you're at a low. All right, we gotta sell our dash.
You played Outer Wilds?
I have not. I keep hearing that that I should.
Every single person who wants you to play
Everyone wants me to play Outer Wilds. Yeah. Outer Wilds, I get mixed up with Outer Worlds, which is the one that was made by the people who made...
Outer Worlds, I think.
Outer Worlds is the people who made the whatchamadinky, Fallout. See, what's hard is that, is trying to come up, normally when you're like thinking of words, you have a minute in your conversation to kind of figure out. And when you're playing, your attention is split, and so you end up saying like, "What's the thingy?" more often, because you are focusing on too many things at once, and you do not get to have the time to be like, "What's the thingy?" So Fallout New Vegas. That's the Fallout New Vegas people, right?
Yeah, that's Obsidian.
Yeah, that's Obsidian, and they made Outer Worlds, which is kind of like a short Fallout, or something. And Outer Wilds is a roguelike thing.
It's an adventure, exploration space game.
Okay. Yeah, everyone keeps talking about that, and I always get them mixed up. And so, yes, I should play it. I should play both of them. My brother bought me Outer Worlds, and then I just never had a chance to get to it. Good. Taking so many boons has not hurt us too much so far on our thing. Granted, we're only at level 4, and when this worked for me, I was at like level 20. No, I wasn't that high, but I was like at level 14 on it. So.
Do you play Hades on your Switch or only Steam Deck?
I played it on my Switch originally, and then I got my Steam Deck, and I have children, which means that Switches have a life of maybe 18 months before all the Joy-Cons are ruined, it's scratched, the screen is scratched, and, like, if you got young kids, you'll know what I'm talking about. Switches don't last too long. And so my Switch is basically nothing, right? And so my older son, who is now old enough to take care of things, has a nice Switch that his brothers are not allowed to use. And my youngest son is just getting old enough to care about things and stuff, and so he's got one. We'll see if his gets taken care of or whatnot. But my youngest son really is into like Mario Odyssey, and he's trying to 100% it, and he likes a lot of the Switch style games, and so that's all over.
I do. I grew up on handhelds, actually. DS was a favorite system of mine.
Man. You guys are young.
Phantom Hourglass. It was a real...
Phantom
going
Hourglass
back,
was good.
Going back, it was a lot harder than I thought it was.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, a lot easier. As a child,
Okay.
I thought it was impossible.
Right.
I never got one of the things where you were supposed to use the DS mechanic of just closing the system and then reopening it to reveal a map.
We are just not getting the Artemis boons that we need. We're seeing a whole lot of Dionysus ones, so I'm worried about that. Granted, we've done pretty well on our Charon stuff, so our chaos stuff. So.
You're hitting 15 minutes.
15 minutes till what?
Sales set.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna do this run no matter what, and then Now next time we'll do probably the most fun run. This is my favorite, but the most fun is probably the shield with Zeus on it. If you guys have never tried that, it's a blast. And that one you can get you can put on the Poseidon dash that I had earlier. In fact, one of the main things that you want, and it's a blast. You just dash around and your shield chases you and kills things. It's great. Look at this. Nothing. But this you almost never get anything. Like if you get lucky, you can get one of the ones that does more damage to distant or close foes. Those are the ones you most want, because then you can do extra damage. You can get all this damage stacked on. So it's annoying that we haven't gotten any of those.
Do you want to do a writing question?
Yeah.
All right. So I've got Patty Plays here,
Uh-huh.
who said, writing a book in the phase of planning. Each chapter has about 2 scenes, and my question is, I've written about 4 chapters, including the prologue.
Yeah.
Been about a quarter of a year of what I planned. Is that a good pace?
So a good pace is whatever pace keeps you writing consistently. Most writers, consistent writing is more important than binge writing. It's not 100% though. Like once in a while, you get to somebody that binge writing is better for, and then with them, you go talk to the binge writers, and they'll tell you how to do it. I'm not a binge writer. I'm very consistent. Woo, watch out for those traps, Brandon. That was the lag, everybody. That was the lag. Do you see how bad my lag is? That made me go right in front of one of the traps as it was firing. Yeah, that was the lag. Oh, you know what? When I lost to Chaos or to Charon, that was the lag. You see that I just barely, almost dodged everything. That was the lag. Yeah. Oh, here we go. So yeah, your pace. You shouldn't stress that. Now, if you want to be a professional, like in the post we did just recently, should have been today actually. I'll talk about this, right? You do want to be able to write a book a year, if at the slowest. So it's going to depend on how long your book is going to end up being and things like that. But the trick is you'll never get there if you burn yourself out as a new writer and don't take the time to learn how to write the stories that you want to have written. And so I would say if you're doing it consistently and you're enjoying yourself, that is a good pace. Eventually, try to figure out how much you write consistently over time, and try to make goals and see what it takes to get you to around 100,000 words a year. That's your first goal. Then your subgenre is going to help you determine how much more you might have to do than that, right? 100,000 years of edited material a year is kind of what I would consider your minimum for being a pro. That said, a lot of pros do less than that, so it's okay. It's just that's what I would shoot for. So don't stress your pace too much. Write your books, and if you're enjoying them, then that's a good pace for now. Once you've finished a couple, then you can start looking at this. What else we got?
Moving on from writing,
Uh-huh.
Trey Patterson is wondering, are you privy to Warhammer?
No. I have never played Warhammer. Well, that's not 100% true. I have played Warhammer Fantasy, at the RPG. I haven't played, let's see, I might have played one of the video games. There's so many Warhammer video games. And I have read some of the books. But I would not consider myself super knowledgeable on Warhammer, either fantasy or 40K or, yeah. So.
We've got a couple people wondering if you're writing a book while you're playing.
Am I writing a book while I'm playing, you people? All right, what can we sell? What can we sell? I suppose we can sell both of these, right? Yeah. We can sell both of those safely, because what we need is an Artemis boon on our attack. Come on. Oh, that's right. I do have a second chest and hammer, because I skipped all the hammers and the earlier ones because they just aren't that much a thing for me. Watch, it's going to be an Artemis boon underneath the Erebus gate, and it's just going to be mocking me.
Mark,
Would you want to play Civilization?
I would have to learn how to play the new one first, right? Like once I know how to play it, then maybe. Because if I know how to play it, then hey, that'll be a fun time. If I don't know how to play it, I'll be spending the whole time reading. In which case, bad experience, I think, for everybody. But I love how much this build, the damage just even though these guys have tons of life, it just starts mowing them down. These guys that, when you first get here, you're like, how do you ever beat these guys? They are so tough. They have so much life. And then you just start mowing through them. Granted, having Thanatos there is also a bit of help. Oh, I'm kind of low on life. I should probably be Boldying, huh? People are probably like, summon Boldy, you're low on life. Life doesn't matter. Why don't we worry about life? Look, we just got some life from him. All right. Okay, this is a good one. All right. Yeah, we've got perfect shot. That'll help us do extra damage.
Do you want to do a couple lightning rounds?
Yeah, let's do some lightning
All right.
rounds.
First one, Undertale.
Undertale, 10 out of 10. Fantastic.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom, have not played yet. I keep meaning to get to it, and I would like to. I think we have to go with the palm on this guy.
Balatro.
Balatro, 10 out of 10. Amazing. Where's that DLC? Local Thunk, come on. He actually posted, I saw on Twitter, I'm like, oh, when's the DLC coming out? And there was a tweet that's like, when's the DLC coming out? And it was by him. He is such a troll. It was hilarious. It's like, it's 2005, where's our DLC? He asked it first. Yeah, but curious about the DLC. What I would really love to see for Balatro, and I'm obviously not the only one, and this is probably much harder than it's worth, but I would love to see Steam Workshop. I would go buy it on Steam a second time, Local Thunk, even though I have it on mobile right now, if Steam Workshop were available so you could just do weird, wacky things with all the mods, because modding, I hear on Balatro, I haven't tried because, again, mobile. I hear that modding is just really hard for Balatro to get it to work, and so, but I would love, like, Balatro just screams for mods. Going into Balatro with all of the Jokers having been replaced with something new, imagine how much fun that would be. That you suddenly don't know what any of the Jokers do, and it'd be a whole new game. You could play it all over again, and I'm sure people would just mod that like crazy. So yeah, just so many Dionysus boons. Come on.
We're here for the party.
Yeah, I know. Normally, I'd be really happy. I like Dionysus boons. So, all right.
Couple more here. Full Metal Alchemist.
I have not seen it. This is the guys, right? So, well, no more reason to avoid boons because we're out of that. So, these are terrible.
Witcher 3.
Witcher 3 is great. Another fantastic game. I suppose I can put Doom on my attack and get a little extra damage, and maybe that will get us there. So we're going to put Doom on our attack, everybody. Maybe that'll make up for the fact that we haven't actually gotten the things that we need. What's really embarrassing is if I lose to Death Defiance to Astorius. To Theseus. If Astorius gets me, well, that's just fine. He's a worthy competitor. But if Theseus gets you, then it's like, oh man, that's even worse than Lernie, right? Is if Theseus gets you.
And this is the part where I out myself that I totally lost to Theseus.
Oh yeah, I've done it too, right? Once in a while, you're just running around paying attention to the actual competitor, and then Theseus just, ganks you in the back, and you're like, dude, let me fight the actual challenge for this fight. Yeah, but of course the truth is you can't really feel that bad because like I'm not beating him without a whole bunch of god boons, right? Like he's doing it with only one god boon, and so that's the joke. Doing it without boons, which I haven't yet done. That's one of the you can get an extra dialogue, maybe some. Oh, I should summon. Come on, Boldy, give me my health. You can get like an extra dialogue if you can beat Hades without. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh no, what happened?
Was that my battery?
Unplug the cord, you might be still alive.
I might still be. I managed to pause it. I don't think it's not my battery. Let's see. Let's see what we got for. Oh, that's pause. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, pause. Okay. Let's see. I am running low on battery. This is we still got 17%. So, is our stream still going?
Yes, stream is still going.
Stream's still going.
So it's just maybe the capture
Okay.
card.
Okay. All right. We're back. Nice try, Theseus. Nice try. We'll see. I'm at 17%. Oh.
Oh, did it do it again?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Pause again for you.
Yep, I did.
Let me just try grabbing that.
Okay.
We refuse to lose to lag.
Does that count as lag?
I would think so.
Yeah. We're going to lose the battery dying. I thought my battery would go like a couple hours, but maybe outputting takes some extra stuff. We're doing a new HDMI.
It's kind of hot, so that's the only thing I can assume.
Okay. Well, we'll give it a new try.
If not, we might have to pause and then.
We might have to save the game and then come back later. That would be sad when we're almost there. But 17%, I'm worried about that.
Let's see if that works.
All right. Let's see. Oh.
Did I do it again?
Yep.
Well, yeah, I don't know what's happening. Last thing I can do is, it would be annoying if this is the capture card overheating.
The capture card.
Yeah, that's the only faulty one I can see.
Well, get it liquid cooled.
That's right.
Yeah. It is, I mean, the way that it's dying does feel like something's overheating, right?
Yeah.
You get it going again, and then it's like, nope, I'm not allowed to do this. I will melt.
That would be so sad. I'm sorry, everyone.
What's this is the recording thing?
Yeah, this is Elgato. I guess the only other thing we could do is get like an internal one for the computer.
Maybe. You could always put an ice cube on it.
Yeah, maybe I'll go grab something cool.
This is actually Theseus's greatest weapon.
Yes.
Taylor.
No, it's not Taylor. Taylor is great. It's mechanical, technical difficulties. That's the sort of thing that we have. Technical, mechanical.
I was trying to spell out Taylor with those,
Taylor
with the
those.
first letters.
Why don't you ask me a question? Well,
Ooh.
I assume that I'm still on.
Yes,
the
you
stream.
are. We've got a question from Adita Rajput. How do you have such a good work-life balance?
So I get asked this now and then. There's a couple things. One is having a slow and steady schedule to writing, rather than binge writing helps me. Another is having no commute is really handy if you want to have a good work-life balance. Part of it is my natural sort of writing style, which is I do best long-term with 2 writing sessions rather than 1, meaning 2 4-hour sessions. If I'm really, like if I'm on vacation or something and I want to really dig into something, I'll do 8 or 10 hours, but I can't sustain that. So 2 4-hour sessions, 2 maybe 5-hour sessions is all I can really do in a day and have good writing coming out. So because of that, I can get up at like noon, write until like 5. Usually I'm starting closer to 1, and then hang out with the family 6 until 10, and I can go back to work. And I have plenty of time with the family. And beyond that, usually if you run those numbers, if I go back to work at 10, then I get done at 2, and I got 2 hours just to do whatever I want. And so my life leaves me with just a whole lot of options for having free time and having time with the family and things like that. That is because of the slow and steady scheduling. If I were worse at that, I will name no names, but I do know some professional writers that their work-life style is, the book's not due for a year and a half, so that's 12 months of video games, followed by oh, the book is due, and 6 months of crazy crunching. And that might lead to a little bit worse of a work-life balance. But who am I to judge how Brian McClellan lives his? I mean, I didn't say that out loud. I don't think it's as bad as that with Brian, but you could tell him that I said that's what he does. He'll get annoyed because I'm maybe using slight hyperbole. All right.
We have ice around it.
We have ice surrounding it.
And it's been on there for a second, so if you want to try turning it back on.
You know what we could do is you could get my plug, and I
have
could
it right
answer
here.
questions for a few minutes while we charge. And then we can not worry about that, and we can let that cool down with the ice. And then I'll just hang here and answer some questions for a little bit, and then we'll come back. And we paused right with Theseus throwing a spear in my face. And so this one I will blame on lag. I bet they're going to get me on one of my death defiances. But that's partially because this build, I'm like glass cannoning, right? I'm not taking the defensive boons. I'm getting rid of a bunch of boons that would be helpful because I want to just deal as much damage as humanly possible. And having as few boons as possible means that your palms are more likely to hit the one that you want. And so, yeah.
Do you count your pre-writing while exercising as part of your 4-hour writing block?
So usually I would like 5 hours with 1 hour of pre-writing, if I can. But I don't need that the second time around. So most days I'd say I'm doing 9 hours if you count the 1 hour of pre-writing that I do. It really depends. You'll see, it depends on the day. Some days I'm down there at 1, and and I end at 6, so that's 5 hours. Some days I'm down there at 2, so that's like 4 hours, 1 hour of that, and 3 hours of writing.
You want to stay on the writing track for a second then?
Whatever you want to hit me with. We're gonna do this. Let's see. We'll do this for we'll give it 10 minutes, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna finish our run.
Perfect. So we've got one from Mark Matthews. Just finished the first draft of your book. Well done. And what is your best advice for a novice writer?
Best advice for a novice writer. You may have heard this one before on the stream. Sorry, everybody. But my best advice for you is to focus on yourself as the piece of art, not the story you're telling. What I mean by this is, as a new writer, the books that you write and the books that you revise will teach you more. You'll learn more in these years than you ever will again. Most important years are writing your first book, revising your first book, writing your second book. And so focus on the fact that that is supposed to be the case. You don't have to worry about this book as a product. Don't think of it as a product right now. Think of it as the side effect of you becoming a writer. And that you are the piece of art. And so do the hard things like teach yourself revision, stretch in your writing, set kind of aggressive goals, and try a bunch of different genres as a new writer so that you can find the things that really appeal to you so you can learn the most possible during the time when you are best able to learn. And then take that and sit down and be like, all right, I've learned all this. Now I'm really going to approach this as a professional. Give yourself a couple of years of doing that before you decide if you want to be a pro or even aspire to be a semi-pro or not. Just write for you and become a better writer. Don't fall into the trap. Now, some get other advice than me. So go watch my writing lectures. I'll talk about this. But don't fall in the trap of assuming that you should publish your first book. Most people I know who did, including like Christopher Paolini, say they kind of wish they'd waited till they'd written a few more books and then gone back and revised that first book before they published, or maybe even just not released the first book. Give yourself some time. Don't be in a rush to go be a pro.
Similar writing advice. How do you write realistic female characters?
Read a lot, pay attention a lot. This is a larger question than that. It is writing people different from yourself. I'll give you a few points. Number one, don't write people, particularly who are different from yourself, to a trope. Don't shoot for a role in the story or a trope. Instead, shoot for a motivation and ask yourself the questions. What do they want? Why can't they have it? If this story were only about them, what would they be wanting to accomplish? What stands in their way, even if you're not giving viewpoints to this character? And if you are, then great, right? But too often you will write people to a trope, and that's more common for people who are not like yourself. You're like, well, I need a wise mentor. I'm going to write somebody who's in their 60s. You're 19. You're like, well, I'll just write them as the trope that I've always seen them on films before. And you'll fall into the same pitfalls that a lot of new writers do. If you're looking at motivations, if you're asking why people don't fit into the society or role that they have kind of been assigned by society, then you're going to do better. And then point number 2 is do a lot of reading, do a lot of listening, and give your writing to people. If you're trying to write from the viewpoint of someone different from yourself, find some people who share attributes of that character, give them the story and say, does this feel authentic to your lived experience? And if not, in which ways? And then be careful in just, every person, no person fits their mold exactly. So any given character cannot act like they're, there are ways that I am manly, there are ways that I'm not manly. Same for, every man who's ever existed. And so don't assume that a given character can't act outside of the gender norms for that character. But watch out for doing the same thing over and over. Watch out for not giving them motivations. Watch out for, kind of falling into these same pitfalls. And if you give your book to enough people, they'll start telling you, you'll start seeing the same things pop up. Those are things to look at.
Yeah, I would completely agree. Will you ever bring back the black fedora?
Black fedora. I never had a black fedora. I think they're probably talking about the coachman's hat that I liked wearing. Coachman's hat fit my face shape better than a fedora ever did, which is why I gave it to Wayne. But I never really liked it. So what happened is during the early parts of my career, writers tend to work best if they have a bit of a uniform. Not a strict one, but you'll notice George has a uniform. George is always kind of wearing the same thing. You can be like, that's George R. R. Martin. You can sketch out who George R. R. Martin, what he looks like, partially by his clothing and things like that. And other writers, including one that we're not going to talk about right now, had really good kind of, they had a distinctive look. Pat is one. Pat has the beard and the mismatched socks, and he's got his whole vibe going on. And so I'm like, Emily, should I have a vibe? She's like, well, let's try one. And so one thing that we tried, she got me various hats and we tried them on. I just never liked it. Just didn't quite look right to me. The beard might balance it. Part of the problem is glasses plus the hat didn't look good with my face shape, I never felt. And so we did it for that 1 year. That's probably you're referencing when the first lectures, I think it was the first one, might have been the second. We've done this 5 times. Were recorded. And at the end of that year, I'm like, it's just not working for me. Let's try something else. And we just really never found anything. I wear the sport coats, but that's not very unique. But that's okay. I don't have to have something like that.
Okay, should we give this another try?
Sure, let's give this another try.
Okay.
All right. So what do we got here? Let me see what my battery life is at. Well, it's giving me a green. We're up to 21%.
Yeah.
We've gained a few percentage points. And so we'll see if...
Get ready for the panic dodge.
Let's see. Yeah. I have to remember not to shoot Theseus. I do so much damage. You can see I hit Theseus, and he goes down to yeah, he's very low. All right.
While we're waiting, Mark Matthews asks, what is your pre-writing?
What is my pre-writing? So what I do is I go to the gym, turn on music that matches the story I'm telling, and I do you run on a elliptical? I ellipticalize on an elliptical while I'm going through it. Do a couple 1 to 2 just sets on a weight while I'm just going over what I'm going to do for the day, and then I, walk a little bit, and then I settle down and I start writing, and that's basically it. So, all right, here we go. All right, give me a second to get back into this. He did get me. He did get me. Stinker. Oh, don't shoot Theseus, Brandon. I'm all discombobulated because the rhythm is gone of the flow of my. But we've almost got the Minotaur. Whoop. Whoop. So, there he goes. All right. I think I'm probably in good shape now, but we'll see.
Just so you're aware, for
Yeah.
some reason it's not showing up on our side, but it's
Oh.
working through, so.
Okay.
Weird.
It's not showing up on your side. I'm going to pause it again. Is that Demeter? She's the worst one. Do you want to go back to the other chord?
No, we were using the same chord, but everything is pulled down and it's working now. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to reset this.
Okay. All right. Oh, is it popping up?
It popped up on my side.
All right.
So you're all discombobulated.
Yep,
And
I'm
chat
discombobulated.
You're saying that the rhythm of war is gone.
Yes. So one thing about this build is the bow is bad at hitting Theseus, which is annoying because if he has his shield up, like the arrow goes through him and explodes behind him. And so you do have to kind of watch out for that.
Continue. We'll see if this is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gosh dang it. Well, it literally worked right then.
Uh-huh. Is it possibly the computer?
No, it would only be this connection point. I switched out all the cords as well and reseeded them. So
Okay. So, and that thing's obviously cooled. You've piled so much ice on it.
So much ice on top of it.
Yeah.
And it's new, so that's
And it's-
weird
yeah.
that this is happening.
Yeah. Now it's flickering.
No,
I'm kidding.
Scar, don't do that. This is so annoying. Let's try this other chord since we have it, and if not, yeah.
If not, then I'll beat Theseus because I can't save in the middle of a boss battle, I don't believe. And then we'll save our run, and then we'll see
Make sure this doesn't
if
happen.
next time we'll figure out what was up. I mean, you do good work, Taylor. Don't stress about this. Everyone knows technical difficulties. This is our first time trying it with a Switch. Or not a Switch, a Steam Deck.
It's working on here right now, so
Okay.
if you want to get started,
All right.
see if you can.
I think this is, man, her pattern is just annoying. There we go. She gets both her pattern and she gets those giant windfalls, which are so annoying. And her pattern is already one of the hardest. Here we go. If I die, it's the lag's fault for real.
You give good excuse.
Yeah, we got him. All right.
Very nice.
So, he almost got me, though.
As much as he wanted to stop the capture card from working.
Yep. Now we got to go talk to our shade. One does not simply pass through without talking to the shade. You guys both do that, right? Do you have any idea what I'm talking
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
about? You don't go talk to your shade? Do you even know what I'm talking about?
No, I
I
don't.
have no idea what you're talking about.
All right. We need 11 encounters on this guy, on this account. Well, hopefully we'll get those. So, yeah, there's a shade who's your fan. If you walk by him, you, say something cool to him.
You're like, thank you.
We don't got to sell anything anymore because we're not as worried about palms. So we'll see. We'll see what we get in this guy, and we'll see if our thing decides to keep working. Yeah, question me.
You want to do another short lightning round?
Sure. I'm not good at lightning rounds, though. You can tell I just go off. So give your best.
I feel like that's the point of lightning rounds.
We do have some pawns here.
Kingdom Hearts is the first one.
Kingdom Hearts. Okay, we did get Kingdom Hearts. Enjoyable, cannot make any sense of Kingdom Hearts. And so, very hard to make any sort of sense of Kingdom Hearts. I think the fans also have trouble making sense of it, so I'm not the only one. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts, I've only ever played the first one when it came out. And there's like prequels and inquels and like there's like no Kingdom Hearts 3, but there's like 30 Kingdom Hearts games. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Just use the power of Disney and anime, right?
Yeah. The first one was really cool. I wish that the ship that you built, that whole shipbuilding part, were a little more. I feel like it was only kind of half-baked.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Bought it on my Steam Deck over the vacation and did not yet get to it. Started playing God of War, the new one, instead. And I'm not as impressed with God of War as I thought I would be. Mostly the control scheme is annoying me. And that might just be being too used to Dark Souls games, but have to like double click to dodge is like enormously annoying. And whoever made the decision in God of War that your shoot your axe and your recall your axe were different buttons, what is wrong with you, and why are you trying to sabotage your own game? Like that makes no sense to me whatsoever that someone would do that, right? Like, right? So you agree? Is this like a common complaint?
Honestly, I don't know. I got it because everyone always talks so
Yeah.
much of it, and immediately these are all my thoughts.
Right? Like, I love the ambiance and the storytelling is really cool, and the characterization between you and your son and all of that, and you know the pseudo cutscenes that I've seen so far and stuff, but the controls, oh my goodness, the controls, like I'm used to them being a little more fluid and a little more player friendly than those controls. So we'll see if I keep playing it. I got annoyed enough that I'm not 100% sure.
Metal Gear Solid.
Never really got into them. I don't like stealth games, is probably part of it. And I know the stories are really, like, Metal Gear is like a big part of a lot of people's gaming history and life, right? Like, they're a really important series to them. And the designer's really cool, kind of rock star designer, and stuff like that. And I have a lot of respect for him, but just never played the games. It just died.
No, it did not.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Well, I'm very sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will look.
We'll have to figure out what it is.
Higher quality
So,
chords and a new, you know.
so I'm gonna beat this this level, and then I'm gonna save it, and then we'll maybe do this next time. Wow, the big screen is much easier to play on, even though I'm used to a Steam Deck. It is kind of nice to have the big screen.
No lag helps.
No lag does help, that's true. But the giant screen is an advantage. Maybe, if we get this all working, we'll go through the different builds. There is the really fun one that so why I like this build with the bow is it's like the one I discovered on my own, right? Like when I was playing, I'm like, I wonder how much damage I can get. And this may not be the most the most damage. Like maybe there's another build that's more damage, but I discovered kind of on my own this build and made this challenge for myself. And then it worked like really well the first time I even tried it. I'm like, this is the coolest build. Then I tried it other times and it didn't work quite as well. But it feels like I have some personal ownership over the build, even though I'm sure it's like a famous build online, I'm sure. But like I really like it because I came up with it while I was playing. And the same thing for the Zeus Shield. I went and found, that's like the most famous build. But I discovered that one. I did not discover the fist build that kills Hades in like 10 seconds. And I went and built that, and it is the most powerful build I've ever done. It's more powerful than this build by far. Like I did it on like 18 heat, and it was just like, he's dead. And I'm like, okay, I should have like, that build is amazing, but it requires getting the specific dual boon that you need, which you can kind of make happen, but you can't 100% make happen. Maybe we'll do that one sometime for people who are like, you can beat Hades, and like it's honestly like I'm exaggerating a little, but it is so fast. Like you spend more time waiting for him to like stand up or his shield to go down than you spend killing him. Once you get it, it's just like he's dead. It's so much fun. So we'll try to do that build. And I hadn't discovered that one on my own, but that's the one that the speedrunners use apparently. So I went and learned how to do that build. There's probably other ones too that are really fun and cool. But Hades is fun because you can do these builds, and you can it plays very differently. Based on the weapon, and like this style that I was doing is like the way, in my opinion, to use Dionysus's cast. You don't have to wait for the lob to go. You can target it exactly. It has the area of effect explosion, and it does so much damage that it just becomes the perfect casting build. We didn't end up getting like as many Chaos Gates as I want, because you want to get a Chaos Gate where you get like the additional spell damage. And we didn't end up getting that legendary because I whiffed on getting the right things the times we had them. But yeah.
It didn't help with the lag or the not being
the lag actually I barely noticed. I can't really blame the lag. Trying to take on Charon cold after not having played Hades for a few months was a really bad idea on my part. I should not have let myself get talked into it.
It was bold.
It was bold on the first one. But I'm like, oh, this is a powerful build, but I hadn't even palmed it yet. And so, yeah. I can always beat him when it's one of the later ones. But whether it's even a good idea then, because 300 gold doesn't matter as much then, and stuff. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. If you guys like this, let us know, even if we have an anticlimactic end to it. We'll see if we can figure these things out. This is one of the games I felt I could play and talk at the same time. Civ 6 I could probably play and talk at the same time also, but it's a strategy game. It might be more boring to people. Plus there's like a brand new cool hotness coming out, but maybe when the new hotness comes out, people will still want to see Civ 6. So there's a few games I think I can do this with. I might be able to do it with Tears of the Kingdom once I start playing that. Definitely can't do it with Baldur's Gate 3. I'll have to be listening to all the interesting character dialogue and things like that, so probably not a good match. So,
Do you think you could do like Dark Souls?
I could do Dark Souls. Yeah, I could do Dark Souls all day. I've done Elden Ring, so yeah. It's just, you have to give yourself space between Elden Ring and going back to Dark Souls, because the controls are just different enough, like the timing is just different enough, that the first time you go back to Dark Souls, I don't know if you guys ever had this experience, because I've played a lot of Dark Souls, and then I played Elden Ring, and then I went back to Dark Souls, and all of my timing was off. Like everything had just stomped me, because I kept expecting to dodge just that fraction of a hair differently that in Elden Ring, and things like that. If they ever remaster Dark Souls 2 or 3, those would be fun ones, because they remastered Dark Souls 1 and put it on like Switch and stuff. If they remaster 2 or 3, then we can do those on the Steam Deck.
We'll start building a list out, and we can.
Yeah, we can be like, hey, FromSoft, remaster, you know on PS6 we're going to get a remaster of Bloodborne. It's almost assured. We could do Demon Souls because it was my first FromSoft Miyazaki game way back in the day. But I'd played all the Kingsfield games. We should play Kingsfield.
I mean, and you're getting a lot of love for Civ still. So
Civ? You guys still want to see Civ? I could go. I think there's a Rashar map that someone put on the Steam Workshop.
Come on, that would be amazing.
We could go do the Rashar map. I don't know if someone put on the characters. I'd have to go look. But yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm going to go run off to writing group. And so thanks for hanging out with us. Let us know if this is the sort of thing, for some reason you want to see a fantasy author playing video games poorly. If that's the sort of thing that you want, let us know. All right. Thank you guys so much.